Lesson 5, high touch customer communication. So we're going to go over the touch points. Let's start with the initial contact and confirmation. So this could be an email or it could even be your email follow-up. This would include your text communications, phone calls, high value that you deliver to your customers. It's translated through these methods simply because you are making the transaction high touch. You're demonstrating that you care. They feel as if they are there or you are there in person with them, even if you are not. So for example, I created the Future Talk book, but I wanted the book to be a little bit more on the friendlier side. I wanted the feeling to be sticky. I wanted you to feel like I was there with you. So when I wrote that book, I put my heart into it. But I also realized people may not know all of this stuff up front. So I have to fill in the gaps. So how can I enhance this experience? Well, I would do so through creating workshops and several courses or several modules, ultimately becoming a course. And as I shared with you before, I really only had like 3 or 4 questions that I had listed. And then I thought of a couple myself, and then more, and then more, and then more. And now I have like 42 lessons spread across 6 modules. But you could even provide coupons through these channels of communication. So every time the customer hears from you, it doesn't have to be, you trying to just keep up with them. Give them something. Even if it doesn't translate into business, just, hey, we were thinking about you, wanted to say Merry Christmas. I don't know how many times I've been caught off guard by something like that. And, it just made me think of the person. I said, wow, okay. And they didn't want anything. So it really, again, just establishes your brand head and shoulders above the others, okay? Even though this is communication from admin, usually, all these texts and phone calls going out, the customer thinks it's you. Why? Because you're the face of it. You are the individual that may have been their first touch point, i.e. the first person that they met. Even if they have never met you, if you are the person who is going to arrive and carry out the service in person, they will love you because all of the communication has been consistent up until that point, and I imagine that it will continue afterward as well. So they think you went the extra mile because of this high-touch communication system. And strategically, this separates you from the rest of the bunch. I guarantee most people do the minimum. They may call just to make sure you're home, but the lead up and the after, you can forget about it. Example, software. A lot of software companies send out newsletters, emails, texts with promos. They're not a pest. You don't have to be a pest. Just send follow-ups. And again, thank you is very powerful. It goes a very long way, especially when resolving issues for your company or for your customer. And if it's something very frustrating, like a tech issue for those of us who are going to be doing software, make sure you hold the customer's hand. And even afterward, burp them and pat them on the back because, these are essentially your babies. Your company is your baby. And believe it or not, your customers are too. So love on them and treat them the way that you want to be treated. Even if they're jerks, even if, hey, they think you're just a service guy, whatever, they don't know you have another 10,000. So for that reason, you are excited about their attitude because it's changing something within your company or actually adding to it. So you take that very same energy and you share that with the customer. Service. So let's talk about appointment setting. When you have someone in office or a VA who establishes an appointment, they have to follow up. When I go to the dentist, my dentist not only sends me an email immediately after we establish the appointment, and did you hear how I said my dentist? And it's not the dentist, but I'm still crediting him as the individual, and he's busy. He doesn't even know, but you see how that works. And leading up to the date of the appointment, depending on how far out it is, I've received anywhere from, if it's upcoming, between 3 to 5 messages, and they may simplify it. So there was a time in which they may just say, hey, here's your appointment, that's it. But now it's, text back the letter capital C to make sure you read it if you are confirming that you're going to be present. They didn't even have you spell the word out. It's just, hey, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it moving. So make sure that you do that too. This must be the person who's carrying out these tasks because they're going to have messages sent back or they're going to have phone calls, emails, questions asked. This must be someone who is pleasant. They have to have a backbone, but they have to be pleasant. I've seen so many companies and they have the rudest, most unprofessional people answering the phone. Look, it's okay to be tough. They have to have backbone, and I get it. You got a lot of people calling in, complaining. It can be tough. Or people trying to take advantage of you or the company. But be pleasant. These people will impact the emotion that's conjured around your company because this is the only contact that the customer has had with you. They don't know Hank lives out in California and he's a real nice guy, but he's out on his yacht. He's hired, these individuals that can give a darn. He doesn't know that's going on, and the customer really can care less. They want what they're paying for, and it should be good service. So you want your customers to experience an extension of yourself, and that should come through good quality service offered by either your appointment setters, your virtual assistants, or whomever it is that may be answering your phone or communicating with your customer-facing side of the business, okay? And again, always include a little bit of humor, say thank you, and just warm, fuzzy emails just to let the customer know that we're not only keeping you informed, but we care. FYI, when using a chat box, or chat bot, I love this, make sure that it actually works. Nothing is more irritating than when a company advertises 24/7 customer support and it's a chat bot with irrelevant preloaded responses. A live person for 8 hours or even 5 hours a day is 100 times better than a half-functioning chat box. Okay, I like chatbots, but a lot of these chatbots, especially the one in which I'm referencing now, these were available before the whole AI movement had taken off. And, a lot of people are now integrating chatbots with AI, and provided they had AI integrated before, it's just that, again, people were I don't want to say that they were being lazy, because I think that the objective was to fill in the gap. I don't have someone who can answer your questions. I'm a smaller company. I may not be available at 2 a.m. So maybe this chat box or chat bot can better assist you until someone comes into the office. I get it. Just make sure that it works. And keep in mind, when people can't reach you, what do? They go somewhere else. All right, so the best solution for high-touch communication, which prevents customers from feeling like just a sale, would be to integrate your consistent communication with your marketing funnels that include emails, voice messages, etc. This will indirectly increase stickiness or create repeat customers, friends being referred without asking, higher AOV, average order value, enhanced trust between business and consumer, and so much more. Just think, how many times have you overheard a conversation and someone says a company name and the other person says, "Oh, I just love them. This is the elixir that makes that happen." It's that communication and that customer satisfaction, even when the service is completely remote.